Hi, I'm Beth with TB Properties Buys Land. Today we're going to discuss some easy ways to sell your own vacant land property by yourself. The most common way of selling property is going through a realtor. When it comes to selling land, it's not a whole lot different than it is from selling a house. However, because the sale price tends to be much lower, thinking hundreds of thousands of dollars for a home versus, $10, $20, $50,000 for a piece of land, depending on how valuable it is, the commission's much lower. So the percentage that a realtor is going to charge is much higher. It tends to be about 10%, 5% on the buyer's end, 5% on the seller's end. So be prepared for 10% of the sales price to go to a realtor. Now, if you want to sell the property on your own, you absolutely can do so. There's multiple ways that you can list the property online. You can go to some land sites. Some of those might cost you, 100 to $200 a month to list. There are some MLS type listings where you can flat list those. Depends on how many sites those actually get out to. Facebook Marketplace is another place to send your listing to. Be prepared for a lot of crazies to reach out to you. So if you're going to list it yourself and not use a realtor, make sure you've got the time to be able to get back with these people. You're going to have people calling or emailing, or sending you messages on Facebook, and they want prompt responses. Be prepared for some of the questions they're going to ask you. So it's going to be important that you get your property surveyed. How much does a survey cost? That could cost you, if it's been recently surveyed, maybe $2,000, $3,000, depending if it's a smaller property. Could be up to $10,000 if it's a larger property and it's really complicated, in terms of how long you've had it and it being passed down. But a survey will get your corners marked. You're going to have people going out there who maybe have never been to vacant land properties before. They're going to want you to get out there with them and hold their hand, show them where the corners are. They're going to get on there and be confused. Make sure your property's cleaned up so you've got a nice clear area in the front for people to walk. Make sure there's some trails or paths throughout the property. Make sure you've got a nice clear sign out there. Make sure you've got GPS coordinates so people know how to get out there. Have multiple ways for people, to be able to get to your property in terms of directions and GPS and land ID type notes. So that's going to be really important. It will hopefully minimize some of the crazy questions, the difficult questions that you're going to get asked. But you're going to get a lot of crazy questions. It's going to be really time consuming. Okay. I'll probably put together another video on other things to do to clean up your property and get prepared for listing it, because this one's already getting a little bit long. If you don't have the time it's going to take to sell your property on your own, or you don't want to deal with all the questions or being able to get out there and walk people to your property, or you don't want to deal with a realtor and the 10% cost, or you just want to wait on the market. Your property could sit out there. It could be a month plus a closing time. It could be 3-6 months. Some land listings are sitting there for over a year. But if you're looking for a faster sale, something more sure, you can reach out to an investment company like TB Properties Buys Land. We purchase vacant land properties across the United States. We generally look for 10 plus acres, and we pay cash. We always close to a title company, just like you would if you're buying or selling a house, for safety. So feel free to reach out to us. We can get you a quote and you can make a decision on what you want to do moving forward. But those are just a few things to think about, what you can do to list your property and get it moving, so that you can get cash in your hand and get that property off of your, off your list of things to do. Thanks again for listening.